Hello, everyone. Today I want to share with you a doily fabric lace book in which I have made for Jeanette at Scrappin Happy XO. And her and I, when we had decided we were going to do this swap, she wanted women and tiaras, and I wanted a mother and child. That was what our images were to be. So I did receive mine, as you all know, and I love it. She put a lot of nice work into hers, and I really do love it, and I will treasure it for a lifetime. And I hope she does mine as well. This is my very first one that I've ever done. Um, I must say it's you have to have a lot of doilies and lace and such because you really will use quite a bit. However, I did have a good stash, that I had acquired over years, but then I had also purchased some from Fiona's boutique as well. So, um, and I love her stuff. Her store is fabulous. And there's another one, Fiona Jennings. If you really need to go over to hers and check out her channel as well as Jeanette's. But check out Fiona's. She's got a beautiful store online and very good prices and very good quality as well. So anyhow, this is my book, and it feels so good in my hands. I put a lot of love and thought into this little book. I know I'll make another one, but being the very first one, you get very attached to it. And so this is the front page, and I'll go over everything in a minute. And this is the side, the spine has a little dangle that comes down this way. Okay. And then this is the back. Has an applique over the top, a big wedding applique over top of the doilies. So, okay, well, let's get started then. All of my images I did get from Pinterest and printed them out on, what's that stuff called? You print it out onto a special paper and then you iron it onto fabric. And then then you have your image and then you can sew it onto whatever. And that's what I did with my images. And they turned out really nice, or at least I think they did. And then I've got doilies underneath the first panel, or how do I say this? I'm sorry, guys, but when you put these together, you put the book together, and then I use fiber sheets of fiber batting. That's what I'm looking for, batting. And on top of the batting, I did the linen, and then on top of that, I did the doilies, and that's how I put mine together. And the pictures, I took the pictures and downloaded them onto onto that special paper that you iron on onto fabric, and that's how I ended up with mine. Anyhow, so I put her on and I trimmed her out. You really can't see it too good, but she's trimmed out a very small trim, and then I put wedding appliques. A little here and a little there, and this material here is fabric. It's not a trim. I took fabric and I folded it and I gathered it and I used that as you would lace trim. And I have some more wedding applique down here and up here. I took these flowers up here I got from Fiona, these here, um, and I did like a little bouquet, and I made some bows out of little ribbon, and then so I put that all together and glued that there, and I have a stick pin here, and a little flower, little metal rose right there. And then down here, I did another bouquet of flowers, again from Fiona, some of her flowers there and there. And in the center, I did a little gathering stitch on some of her fabric as well that I had gotten from her. It's like a little eyelet lace trim, and I gathered that, and then I wanted a beautiful. I knew when I had this tiara, and I got this request from Jeanette. I knew it was going to go for a special cause, and that's where it's going right there. Jeanette, she has been one of my idols ever since I started watching YouTube. Her and let's see, it was Jeanette, Wendy Keeman, and Fiona were the three I first started watching. And I mean, I just adored the ladies, so I continued to watch them as well. So then I had taken some of the little pearl trim. It's like a little peachy kind of color there, I think. And then I took some of this other funky looking pearl. I love it. This pearl here, which is also dangled all around in here, where I taken and I don't know the name of that, but you girls know which one I'm talking about there. And then let's see, we've got some dangles here. Okay, in here, let's see. And underneath there, we've got like a little dangle there. And some trim under there. Okay, and then you have, like I said, you have all your laces or all your doilies underneath that, okay? And that's the spine. And the spine's all done up in satin roses. And these are little bow tie ones. I've taken a trim and I made it into a dangle. And then I made these little bow ties out of satin ribbon. And then I put pearls around them. And then this here is also out of that satin ribbon. And I spiraled and made them into flowers. So I really did like the way that turned out. And then this is the back. And this is a wedding applique right here. And then these are doilies underneath there. Okay. Now we're going to get inside, and I'm going to undo it because what I did was I tied it. That was my choice on to how I was going to close it, open and close it. So here we go. And these are the first 2 pages. Okay. And let's see here. Let's start with the image. Another thing too, I didn't pick, but I had requested that Janet pick a couple of images from Pinterest for me to kind of give me an idea as to what sort of images that she was requesting, because when you say girls in tiaras or women, young ladies, whatever, you don't really know until when you go on Pinterest. It's crazy the amount of pictures. So when she happily went over and picked some and then sent them to me, and I was so happy when she did that, because then I knew what I could pick from that. Because as I said, there were so many, and I really was at a loss. I had no idea what to pick. So, and what I did do, just to give the picture even some more detail, I took some studded bling and I outlined the tiaras. Some I put like an earring or and where it looks like an earring, and some I didn't. Just depends on what I decide to do with it. Now, here I had, well, this is the outline on that picture. And then here is a wedding applique. And I had did a little arrangement here with flowers that I made. Satin. This is out of satin, and this is out of like a sheer material. And then this is one of Fiona's flowers. The pink ones are Fiona's, and these little flowers here are Fiona's as well. And let's see. This trim here is mine. And I purchased this one on eBay some time ago. This trim here. I love that trim. And what I did with that is I took and I put some pearls on that. I glued pearls. But I didn't do it on every one. I did it on every other one. Also, underneath of here is some bow ties, and I kind of got carried away with my flower arrangement that I guess I kind of covered up my bow tails a little bit too much. But they're there. You just kind of have to look for them. That's the joy of having one of these, actually, is that each time you open it, you find something new. So that's what my philosophy is. Anyway, it's this way on this side, and then on the opposite side, it's done in the pearls. So that's how I did that. And then we've got, like I said, there's the other trims. There we go again. See, I didn't do that one with the pearls, but I did every other one. And then here's a piece of doily that I use as a dangle down here. And I did use a piece of dangle for there. And in this flower, I used an earring, which I thought that turned out pretty good. And over here, I took and made another, using lace material, I made another rose there. And I also used some of pieces of my trim, and I cut little pieces off, which I learned a long time ago. You don't throw away all your little pieces of your trims because you can use them in your flower boutique, in your arrangements that you make when you're doing these books or making a flower or whatever you're doing. You can always go back and use these little pieces like this, like these, and this one here that I used, and so on. So, and I did. So, and then here's some more of Fiona's flowers there. And let's see. And here's a different trim here. Okay, right here. And I put some little bit of bling on those. And that, again, is like every other. I think I like that when it's every other one versus having every single one. And this, I believe, is an earring. I think it was an earring. I think so. I don't know if it was an earring or a pin. Yes, it's an earring. And so we have that. Let's see here. The dragonfly. Behind the dragonfly is some gathered lace. I didn't make it into like what you would really call flower. I just kind of, once I gathered it and I sewed it in the circle, I kind of folded that over to make it like a ruffle on one side and not the other, but I wanted it to be full. That way when I put the dragonfly, it gave him some definition to where he actually was scooted up some, pushed him up a little bit. And then we've got some pearls. We've got that peach color, I guess you call it there. And then we've got a wedding applique here with one of the fabric colored buttons. Beautiful lady over here with her tiara, trimmed out in Chinese braid. Okay, let me go on to the next page. Okay, and on these two pages, another lady in her tiara. Okay, she looks very graceful in that one, I think. And I did a little gathered flower here with lace and a stick pin and a little bling. I think I got that from Fiona. Wedding applique, and this is wedding applique as well. The trim that's going around it is trim that I purchased from eBay. And then these little pieces here I had purchased, I want to say at Walmart. I cut them apart though. And I made where'd the bow ties go? There they are. Yeah. Since this is the center of the book, this is where I started the bow ties down the center. Okay, and then I did some ruffle here with some cotton material all the way around. And this is satin flower. This is a tulle flower that I had rolled it in and around and around. Pinkish color satin underneath of that. Some bling here and there, just kind of like peeky-boos here and there. Trim. These pieces down here that dangle, got a little bit of bling on them on both sides. Okay. And she's also done up with her tiara. And here's a stick pin over here and a stick pin over there. And I love the way these two pages come together. They're not overpowering, but they're very pretty, I thought. Okay. And then over here, this was the last image. And she has her tiara done up with some bling. And I put a little like topping to where her dress was with some bead. I thought that looked very pretty, very elegant. And one of those rolled flowers I got from Fiona. And then I made these here into flowers by using the running stitch. And we have some wedding applique around. And I have some of that tulle all the way around the beading. I mean, not beading, I'm sorry. Ruffled all the way around with a running stitch. And these little flowers were cut out from trim that I had purchased. And I think they were purchased from eBay. But these flowers were actually linked onto the trim, but I cut them apart. Okay, and then this here pocket, the big pocket I got that from a wedding dress. And I turned it into a pocket, but I have pockets inside pockets. So I have this pocket here, and then there's another one inside there, and then also there's another one inside that one. So that's pretty cool. So that's 1, 2, 3 pockets inside of one. And this is a little flower there that I had gathered. And I love the way this one, I forget what the name of this is. I seen the girls make this flower. Fiona's one of them I seen make it. But I don't know if it was Fa or Bianca. I don't know. One of those ladies, one of the Philippine ladies had made this flower as well. And I love it. I just love that. And I put a pearl button in the center of that one. And oops, sorry. Um, and I love the way this, how I had, see here, how I had done this part right here. I had the flower, and then I had this, these little pieces of the trim with the pearls on it. And then I took some old vintage lace and I made a bow. And then also this here satin I put in between, I put it down in the corner so I wouldn't have like an empty spot there. And that was my choice. I could have put tulle, but I decided to go with the satin. I just like that look better. There's not a whole lot of color in the book, but that's okay. There's enough that it's close enough and it looks good. Okay, so that's that. And there is lace that I gathered up around that one. Okay, and do I forget anything? I do have a dangle on that one. A little dangle. I'm not too good at doing dangles. That's something I'm definitely going to have to get better at. So there's that, and I hope that she likes it. And then what we did was a surprise gift for one another. And let's see here, put this over here, get out of the way. And excuse me, just a second here while I reached over you. Okay, so we decided to do a surprise gift for one another in our swap. And what I decided to do was I did a mirror, a handheld mirror, and this is my handheld mirror. Okay, and another lady with her tiara, and as I did the other ones, I put some bling on her. You know, the studs. Well, you know what I mean when I said that. And then I've got some wedding appliques. This is lace. It's padded on the frame. I took the back part of the frame and I did pad it. And then on top of the padding, I used a cotton material. And then on top of the cotton, I used lace. And I covered that all down. And then I applied the image. And then I used this trim all the way around. And I did put some bling on her tiara. And I did a big flower centerpiece here, the kind of focal point, which I like the way it turned out. It's just a matter of flowers that I made from sheer material and satin material. And I've got some pieces hanging out from trim and doilies that you just kind of hang them out for dangles. And some small ribbons and some of that pearl that I love. I'll put that down there. And some flowers from Fiona's store. And up here I took that material that this is, which is like a, would you say rayon or nylon, something like that. And I took and gathered it all around the outside, and then I gathered it again at the top here. So I gathered it through here and then here as well. And it gives you that nice look there. Love that. Okay, and then I gave it some tails. You know, when I did the flower, I made the tails longer. And I also have underneath here, I have some trim that's dangled. And it has some studs there, a little bit of studs, a little bit of bling. Okay, and then there's some of this trim. What am I missing? There's another trim, but I'll show you on the other side. Okay, and I'll show you how I did this. And see, there's another little bow down there, and that bow right there has a little, one of those little rose silver pieces there. And when I tied it, I did it like in a corset. That's how I did this. I padded the handle, and then I tied it around doing a corset knot, front and back, and just kept going back and forth, and that's how I did that. And then here, I don't want to give you that glare, so right here, let's see here. See if we can do it this way. Down here is a bling brooch in there. Oops, let's see here. I'm sorry, guys. Trying to do this. Right here is the big brooch. And then you've got, I just took some of that stud, the bling, and just carried it through with the flowers that are cut from the trim. Okay? And I really hope that she likes it. I love it. I don't know if you've seen it. There's wedding applique here as well. And some wedding applique over here. And then this here is just some small lace, not very long lace, just little lace that went all the way around that. Oh, and that's another thing too. Right here, I had put some pearls right there as well. So I hope she loves it as much as I do. This was my very first swap, and I was so happy when she said yes that she would do this swap with me. So now I've got to finish Wendy Keeman. Her and I are doing a swap as well. Now I got to get that one started. So I'm excited about that now. But in the meantime, I'm going to get this one here packaged up, mailed out, and this video will not go up until she receives it. So once she's received it, this video will go up. Thank you all for watching, and God bless everyone. Bye for now.